Hello, all. My name is Oleg Voloshynskyy, and I'm glad to introduce you a presentation about prediction of cardiovascular disease from the subject machine learning. So first of all, let's look at the agenda of the presentation. Here you can find what are cardiovascular diseases, the most popular of them, symptoms, risk factors, and treatment of the cardiovascular disease. We'll discuss why we are talking about cardiovascular disease, why it's so important for us. We'll look on leading cause of death globally, on highest cardiovascular disease death rates. We'll talk about the situation in Ukraine with cardiovascular disease and about key facts about cardiovascular disease. So first of all, let's look at the question, what are cardiovascular disease? Cardiovascular disease, as known as CVD, is a class of disease that involves the heart and blood vessels. CVD includes coronary artery disease, as known as CAD, such as angina and myocardial infarction, commonly known as a heart attack. Other CVDs include stroke, heart failure, hypertensive heart disease, and others. So now let's talk about the most popular cardiovascular disease. The first one is heart disease. Heart and blood vessel disease includes numerous problems, many of which are related to a process called atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is a condition that develops when a substance called plaque builds up in the walls of the arteries. The second one is heart attack. A heart attack occurs when the blood flow to a part of the heart is blocked by a blood clot. If this clot cuts off the blood flow completely, the part of the heart muscle supplied by that artery begins to die. The second is stroke. There are two types of stroke. The first is an ischemic stroke. It occurs when a blood vessel that feeds the brain is blocked, usually from a blood clot. And the second one is a hemorrhagic stroke. It occurs when a blood vessel within the brain bursts. This is most often caused by uncontrolled hypertension. The fourth one is heart failure. Heart failure, sometimes called congestive heart failure. It means the heart isn't pumping blood as well as it should. The heart keeps working, but the body's need for blood and oxygen isn't being met. And the last one is arrhythmia. Arrhythmia refers to an abnormal heart rhythm. There are various types of arrhythmia. The heart can beat too slow, too fast, or irregularly. So now I want to talk about symptoms of cardiovascular disease. Symptoms will vary depending on specific conditions. Some conditions, such as type 2 diabetes or hypertension, may initially cause no symptoms at all. However, typical symptoms of an underlying cardiovascular issue include pain or pressure in the chest, which may indicate angina, pain or discomfort in the arms, left shoulder, elbows, jab, or back, shortness of breath, fatigue, dizziness, or cold sweats. So now I want to talk about risk factors of the cardiovascular disease. The most important behavioral risk factor of heart disease and strokes are unhealthy diet, physical inactivity, tobacco use, and harmful use of alcohol. The effects of behavioral risk factors may show up in individuals as raised blood pressure or raised blood glucose, raised blood lipids, and overweight and obesity. These intermediate risk factors can be measured in primary care facilities and indicate an increased risk of developing a heart attack, stroke, heart failure, and other complications. Now let's talk about treatment of the cardiovascular disease. The treatment option that is best for a person will depend on their specific type of CVD. However, some options include medication, surgery, cardiac rehabilitation. So now it's really interesting question why we're still talking about cardiovascular disease. I have a very simple answer because according to the World Health Organization, as known as WHO, CVD is the leading cause of death worldwide. In 2019, according to 17.9 million people, it's a trusted source, died from CVD, accounting for 31% of all registered premature deaths. Of this, 85% resulted from a heart attack or stroke. These conditions affect equal numbers of men and women. The WHO estimates that by 2030, 23.6 million people will die from CVD condition annually, mostly due to stroke and heart disease. I want to present you a plot. The title of this plot is Leading Cause of Death Globally. Here you can find that on the first place is ischemic heart disease. It took about 8.9 million of deaths in 2019, and stroke is on the second place. It took about 6.1 million of deaths in 2019. 4 out of 5 CVDs are due to heart attack and stroke. The world's biggest killer is ischemic heart disease, responsible for 16% of the world's total deaths. Since 2000 years, the largest increase in deaths has been for this disease, rising by more than 2 million to 8.9 million deaths in 2019. Stroke is the second leading cause of death, responsible for approximately 11% total deaths respectively. Now I want to show you highest cardiovascular disease death rate. Here's a look at the top 10 countries with the biggest health rates for heart disease. Strokes and high blood pressure per 100,000 men and women aged from 35 to 74. And I want to say that far fewer female deaths than male disease. This source is World Health Organization and National Country for Health Statistics and National Heart, Lung and Blood Institute data for 2019 year, and here we can find information that the first place of cardiovascular disease this takes Russian Federation, and the second place takes Ukraine. So now I want to present the situation in Ukraine with cardiovascular disease, and here I want to present you the plot. The title is mortality structure of the population, and here you can find information that in the first place we can find cardiovascular disease. It takes about 67%. It's a real big number. So now I want to present you key facts about cardiovascular disease. The first one is CVDs are the #1 cause of death globally. More people die annually from CVDs than from any other cause. Over 3/4 of CVD deaths takes place in low and middle income countries. The second is out of the 17 million premature deaths under the age of 70 due to non-communicable disease in 2015. So 82% are in low and middle income countries, and 37% are caused by CVDs. Most cardiovascular disease can be prevented by addressing behavioral risk factors such as tobacco use, unhealthy diet and obesity, physical inactivity, and harmful use of alcohol using population-wide strategies. And the last one is people with cardiovascular disease or who are at high cardiovascular risk need early detection and management using counseling and medicine as appropriate. So I want to show you summing up. To conclude, it seems that heart disease is the worst leading cause of death, largely due to improved medicine practice, dying of death from other factors like infections, alongside lifestyle choosing that encourage cardiovascular degeneration. That's why the issue of predicting cardiovascular disease to prevent its opening is extremely relevant. And now I want to show you the reference on which was based this presentation. So I think that's all for now. Thank you a lot for your attention, and goodbye. See you soon.